Lord have mercy. Every time we think that you've done the most, you find some more to do. Kenya! Kenya! Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 12, Episode 6. Kenya Moore is back, and I mean in full effect. Do you hear me? She is team twirling all over and just being a holy mess. A holy mess. Anyway, we're going to start off right here. Portia and Tanya went and Tanya kept calling it her secret place. Baby, they went down for an abdominal snatch. Basically, see, years ago they had this little thing that you wrap around you, and it gives you these electric shock waves that makes your stomach muscles contract. So basically, when you're just walking around in the house, it's like you're doing crunches, but you're really not. So you're basically faking your body into contracting and releasing, contracting and releasing. Nice little way of cheating, okay? Did it work? Yeah, not really. Not really. But this little place is the place where you go and you lay down, and it's all on machines, and it's giving you, looks like Dr. Kevorkian when you go in there, honey. It's all got her all hooked up. And I guess this is like the industrial strength of that same product. Because, baby, when they were hitting her with those shockwaves, Portia was like, oh, I said, yeah, girl. It got you snatching you all the way together. So I just kind of laughed. And then she led on, and Tanya kept her. She's going through the process and the procedure. And then she told her, girl, I'm inviting you all for a girls' trip. Let's go to Carnival in Toronto, because you know Tanya is from Canada. So she had actually went and she had left the room and came back in her Carnival little bra and little headpiece, and put the little headpiece on Portia, and they got to dancing around. And I said, now this sounds like fun. That does sound like fun. Carnival in Toronto is beautiful. When you see the pictures, very pretty, very festive, and looks like a whole bunch of fun. I'm like, hey, I'm all in. I think that's cool. So she says she's inviting everybody and just see who's going to go. Then we see Candy and Todd and Kayla. This was actually sad to me. It's just, you know, we all like Todd. Like, Todd, we literally watched their relationship from nothing, them meeting all the way through. So we're all like vested in this whole thing with Todd and Candy. But the more we go on, Todd is an asshole. Todd's an asshole when it comes to Kayla. I don't care. There ain't no other way to put it. How can you be so hard on her? And I mean, I would be so afraid that it would cause friction. It's like you're giving her, like, I mean, I understand not wanting her to think that she could just snap her fingers and she can get whatever she wants, kind of like Riley. And he doesn't want her to be spoiled like that. But it seems like when it comes to their family dynamic, Kayla seems like Cinderella to me. I'm like, I mean, yes, she has some things that are a little bit nicer than, you know, like a regular run-of-the-mill kid. But come on, her stepmother is a multimillionaire. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Like, stop it. Stop it. And you got a stepsister. What the hell? I mean, so they're going to give you a Range Rover, but they'll give her a Bentley. Like, stop. Stop. It just looks crazy. It looks crazy, and it would be different if it was on Candy's end, but Candy wants to give Kayla stuff. Candy wants to shower Kayla with gifts, and Todd won't allow it. But then at the same time, do you hear how he not like that with Ace? Now, I ain't liking what I'm seeing. You sounding like an asshole to me. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, It don't come across it don't look too good. And whatever happened to daddy's little girls, generally fathers are very lenient with their girls and harder on their boys. I don't know. I ain't like it. Anyway, he went and took her to Europe since she said she wants to get into the fashion business. Took her to Europe. They got to go into some fashion houses and things like that. She came back. She still is interested. This is what she wants to do. She's moving to New York. Good for you, Kayla, because I can imagine being around them. I don't know. It just seems counterproductive to me. I just every time that comes up, I just feel some type of way. I really do. I feel some type of way about that. Anyway, moving on. So, Kayla sat there and told Todd, "You don't ever show any emotion unless you're mad at me." But he truly does make over Ace. And Ace is a baby, so I guess she kind of just lets that go. But he makes over Ace. I don't understand. I don't know what it is. Is he resentful? Does he really hate Kayla's mother or something? That's the part of the story I'd like to see. Like, does he have like resentment when it comes to Kayla's mother or something? You know what I mean? Is it spilling out in a different way and you putting it toward her? I don't know. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And it's just too like this. I don't know. I don't like it. And Candy don't like it either. That's why we keep seeing it. Candy is never on board when it comes to the Todd and Kayla thing. She's never on board. She's not. And then when Kayla said, that's why I just go to you directly. That's what you're supposed to do, girl. Go to your stepmother, honey. Your stepmother will slip you a check. Just don't tell your daddy because your daddy's an asshole. Anyway, moving on. I'm tired of them. I'm going on because I'll be really in here dragging Todd. I'm going on. Cynthia and Noel, speaking of dragging, it was a real quick little clip. And Noel, I am so here for what you had going on. I think she's making her, it looked like oatmeal or something she was making her. And she tasted it and then put the spoon back in the bowl to double dip it. Baby, and Noel went off. And I don't blame. That is so filthy. Oh, that is so filthy. I've told you all the story before about somebody who came to my house to a party and ate off of their fork. It was getting ready to put their fork back in the actual potato salad. Oh, I want to get some more. And I had this fork, lipstick on the fork, and the whole 9 yards. I wouldn't care if it didn't have no lipstick. You're not getting ready to put that nasty damn fork back in my food. And Child cussed her out right in the middle of the party. And I felt a little bad after the fact because it just happened. And when I looked around, I done cussed her out in this whole room of people. But she really needed to be cussed out. It's filthy. That is nasty and that is disgusting. And then Cynthia talking about, girl, I birthed you. I wouldn't give a goddamn where I know you from. Nasty. And Noel told her, just get off my food. I said, girl, I thought she was going to call her a filthy bitch. I said, well, I would have been on board for her because that's how she was acting. That's nasty, Cynthia. I don't want you in my kitchen at all here. I don't want you in my kitchen, period. You ever come by here, I'll make you a plate and bring you whatever you want. Don't take your nasty ass up in my kitchen. Anyway, moving on. Girl, you filthy. I don't know where you learned that from. Anyway, Candy and Nene. Strangest lunch date ever, ever, ever. They get together for this lunch date. I said, this ain't nothing but Nene Girl trying to pick Candy for some information or something. I was like, all right, let's go ahead. Miss Candy jumped up out of her car with this red and white dress on that she was like, I said, don't breathe, Candy. Don't breathe. If you breathe, we're going to see it. And she had these red sandals. That Candy was looking good. You hear me? I said, come on, girl, step on across here. Y'all know I love me an old nasty sandal. She was getting it, and the heel was good and high. And I said, come on through, Miss Candy. She looked good. She really did. Said, okay, girl. Nene ain't going to like that because she looking good rolling up in there. Anyway, it all broke down to she claimed to have some recordings of Cynthia talking stuff about her. And we don't know who did it, who the phone conversation was with that actually recorded Cynthia. But we got some, you know, we broke it down to it's either we thinking Yvonne or Marlo. That don't sound like Marlo's ministry. Sound like some Yvonne stuff to me. It really does. And then I'm gonna tell you some stuff that happens later on that made me say, "You the one that did it, whore. You did it." But we're gonna talk about it anyway. Um, Nene was on one, and she said, "I can't wait to see these girls." And I looked, I said, "She ain't got her face done again. You got some more seal pumped up in your cheeks," because she was looking just as full up in her face. I said, "Either you're harboring nuts for the winter in your jaws, or you done got your face done again. You better stop it. You better leave it alone. You done already went to look like Tamar. You looked like Tamar the first time around. Who's next? Who's next? You are right on your way to being the next Muppet Baby, honey. Just keep on. Anyway, moving on. Portia was doing a little photo shoot in the house. Funny. She had these real pretty shoes, but them shoes were wearing Miss Portia out. And she was just adamant that these shoes had to be in the photo. I understand. Been there, done that. I mean, it was so bad to the point where she literally just tipped over forward. I was like, girl, they too high, they too skinny. You done just had that baby, and things just ain't, you know. Anytime you go through stuff that's medical, stuff it don't just fall right back into place. Sometimes you got to get your bearings back, and walking on heels is a whole nother animal. It really is. But them shoes was wearing Miss Portia out. I said, oh my God, she tipped right on over there and fell down on that rug. I said, that's all right, girl. They got the picture though. You know she takes some gorgeous pictures. I said, okay. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So moving on, we got Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya. They met up. And they were talking about the whole little situation, about the recordings. Cynthia surprised me because it's like this new Cynthia. Cynthia was like, I don't give a goddamn about the recordings. She can take them and stick them all the way up her ass. How about that? Now you keep that same energy, Cynthia. I said, because I'm living for this now. You go ahead. So then we actually ended up, after that, we see Eva talking to Cynthia. And Eva saying, yeah, Marlo actually invited me to her event. She's having this wig event where she's selling these wigs, 7 days of wigs and whatever and whatnot. And she says, okay, so are you coming? She said, girl, I didn't RSVP. I didn't do anything with that message. I paid her dust. And no, I will not be coming to her event. And I don't blame her. What am I getting ready to help, to support something that you're doing? We not friends. Every time you get a chance, you take nasty, filthy little digs at me. No, I will not be to your event, sis. You come on through, Eva. Eva paid her no mind. Anyway, then we see Portia and Tanya. And they're speaking about this online battle that they basically had. They just had this online all-out battle. And Portia just ain't over. She ain't, she felt like it crossed the line and got nasty. Then it's the stuff that happened in the closet and all of that. She accused her of lying and all that. Portia was like, look, I'm done with it. I'm done with it, and I'm done with her. And I'm just not even going to deal with her. I'm not even going to acknowledge her presence. And I said, oh, no, girl, not Miss Queen Nene. You ain't going to acknowledge her presence. You definitely are on the right track to getting that bitch. Because, Nene, one of them people, Nene's so narcissistic, she would die if you don't notice her. So I said, yeah, you on to the right thing with that. That's a winner. Anyway, so let's go on over to the wig party. Candy, Cynthia, and Yvonne show up. They like the first ones of the group that's there. Cynthia was so bad at this event. She had this blonde afro wig with a part in it. It was very a la RuPaul. It was big and it was fluffy and it was drag, and I was here for it. And then she had a strapless, flowing maxi dress, and you know how much fabric that was. As tall as Cynthia is, fabulous, fabulous. She was doing it. It was giving you very mahogany, baby. These people came here to see me, mahogany. That's what it was giving. I was here for it. She was looking good. And they sat down on that couch, baby, and Candy jumped right to, I said, come through, Candy. She said, so, first of all, before we start talking about anything else, are you the spy? I said, oh, all right, honey. Are you 007, honey? Was it you? Was it you, honey? Are you the one with the recordings? Do tell. Honey, Yvonne had this really pretty dress on. And she was like, oh, no. I was like, that bitch is lying. I sat right here and I said, the bitch is lying, honey. I don't care what she says out of her mouth. I smell a lie through my screen. I believe she's lying, but whatever. I'll just keep that. Anyway, so that was that. She says, no, I would never do that. You know, this, that, thing, and the other. Cynthia was like, whatever. Whatever. I think Cynthia thinks she's lying too. This event, Miss Marlowe, girl, this was not fabulous. As fabulous as you claim to be, this was so not fabulous. It was giving me very much of a staged coup in someone's garage. It was not fabulous, not in the least. She had her niece and her nephew there. They're little cute little kids, and they were there. And she was had a boot on one foot, so she must have hit her toe or something. And had a heel on the other one. She looked okay. She looked nice. Had this little blonde ditty on and everything, and everybody seemed to be having a decent time. Then Nene shows up. And Nene came in, baby, and it was like, I said, oh, they gave her the music, and they were slowing down the screen and carrying on. It was like Michael Myers had showed up. I was cracking up. She came in, you know, she went through all her fake falsehoods, honey, and Portia gave her the blues. Totally curved her. She was like, hey, hello. Portia was like, girl, somebody talking? Paid her dust. I said, oh, got her. Paid her no mind. And just as they started doing this little stuff, and they was like just having a good time. Next thing you know, Kenya come through and totally crashed the party. Like for real. Crashed her party. I was like, Kenya, you are so out of order. And it was so crazy because something like this is some YouTube mess. When I think back a few years ago on a YouTube function, there was a little group of YouTubers who had gotten together, and this was actually their plan to come through and crash another YouTuber's event, another group of YouTubers event, the exact same way that this was. It was staged the exact same way as their initial plan. I said, oh, what a mess. What a mess. Well, the one thing, the person that really put that together, kudos to you. You were on to something, and you were years early. It was tacky when you thought about it, and it was tacky now that Kenya has pulled it off. Tacky, bitch. Totally tacky. Comes in with a marching band, and she's giving out her products. So she just literally came with this fake, I'm going to support your event, but I'm really networking for myself. I'm telling you. Y'all just listen, those of you who know the history of messy YouTube know exactly who the players are that I'm talking about. And this is exactly what the plan was, to come in and infiltrate on somebody else's event and networking for yourself at the tacky. It was tacky, and it was tacky last night. I said, It was a mess. Marlo basically took it in stride though. I said, okay, Marlo, you did that. That was cool. She was like, okay, give it up for the queen, so forth and so on. Kenya Moore, blah, 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 blah. She out there with this edge cream and all of this. I said, girl, that was shady. That was very shady. But it was like, okay, cool. And people was whispering and carrying on. So then they go into this little thing where they're going to play these games. And Marlo's still rolling with it, right? And I'm like, come on, you're being the bigger person. This is cool, Marlo. She rolling with it. So she wants to play games. So old nasty Kenya decided, girl, now I ain't playing no games. This thing going away from me with all that, honey. Because I done came and did what I came to do. I came to crash your event. I crashed it and I'll get out my face. She says, no. If you're here to support me, then you're going to support me. We're playing games, bitch. You're playing games too. Honey, and Kenya was giving, I'm not playing games, and get out of my face. And Marlo gave, honey, security. I said, oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Escort her ass on out of here. But that fell flat because we was in this non-highfalutin little function. And the security, honey, whoever the cousins were that were doing security, didn't come over and manhandle Kenya and throw her out. So it didn't work. And it just looked stupid. And she looked very, very foolish at that point. And I was like, okay. And then Marlo started becoming unhinged. And she started acting ghetto. And she ended up having like the people chanting that they wanted Kenya to go. I was like, now you're giving her too much. You're giving her too much shine at your event. You basically turned your event over to her at this point. Nene goes and eases on out the door. She just looking for a reason to slide out because she didn't want to be there no way. She done eased out. Yvonne ran behind her and knocked on her window. She gonna say, don't, girl, be knocking on my window. I'll fuck you up. I said, this is what I said I was going to talk to y'all about. Something that happened later. Well, it was something that happened earlier. I believe with my whole soul that it was Yvonne. The fact that Yvonne was running up on Nene and you feel like all of a sudden you and Nene so close that you could be doing all this and knocking on the window of her Bentley and carrying on, and then she flipped on you like she flips on people and she cussed you out and you seem very bothered. You've been playing lapdog to Nene and doing her bidding. And I believe that you are the spy. You are the one that got the little messages and all of that. Yvonne, you done played the fool. And Nene treating you like exactly what you are. You're a fool. You're a foolish woman. I said both of y'all, the two of them, they both are ridiculous. Anyway, so after that, they, Yvonne comes back in, they're all in there talking, they're trying to calm Marlo down and everything. And Cynthia, now Miss Cynthia, with your nasty double dipping ass, she was sitting over there trying to smooth over what Kenya had done. And it was so ridiculous to the point that Portia was like, now, Cynthia, bitch. I had to shut her up because it was just getting to be just too much. I was like, you just being stupid now, Cynthia. Just shut up. Just shut up. You didn't know when to shut up. I was like, And you could really tell Marlo was really hurt. She was really hurt behind what Kenya had done. And that's actually cool, Marlo, because what you have to take into consideration is karma. How many events have you turned out, carried on, and made the event all about you? So even though she was totally wrong, she was totally tacky, for you, Marlo, I can't say anything because I've seen you do the same. So, no, you just got to eat this one up, sis. And I know it hurt because your feelings was hurt. You can see it all over your face, girl. It's written all over your face. She got you, bitch.